Hello Cruising World, Mick the Suit Guy with you today in the third of a trilogy of videos I'm doing in the same suit because frankly couldn't be bothered to change it. All around the Havana area on Carnival Celebration, the new wonder ship from Carnival that they've just come out with, we were lucky enough to just cruise on. So I did a couple of cabins in the Havana area, and now this is going to be a tour of the Havana area. One thing you'll notice if you haven't been on the Mardi Gras or the Celebration, but you have been on the Vista, the Horizon or the Panorama, very different Havana areas. And it is an overwhelming landslide victory in my experience that the Havana area on the Vista class ships is probably better. But still the Havana area, still quiet, even if they haven't got the pools. Which the pools really don't bother me because I haven't been on a pool ever on a Carnival cruise ship, and I've done over 50 Carnival cruises. So I'm not that worried about it. But anyways, I loved it. But here is a look at the Havana area, a little tour all around the outside with my comments, as they say. Just comments. Everybody's got an opinion. I could say at that point, it's not your fault if yours is the wrong one, but I would never do that. Never, ever. Because everybody does have an opinion. Very often, people disagree. And I think that's great. Because nobody's right. Everybody's got their own opinion. And I come from the school of, I'll give you my suggestions, my input, my thoughts and everything. If it works for you, great. If it doesn't, it's still great. But don't tell me I have to do anything. And I will never tell you, you have to do anything. I will tell you, this is what works for me. This is what works for you. Great. If it doesn't work for you, great. Share your thoughts with me. Anyways, boom, boom, boom. As always, waffling on. Here's the Havana area on Carnival Celebration. All right, we're going to start you in the Havana bar. This is a public area. Anybody can come in here. They'll have the band playing here at night. They'll do trivia in here. They had karaoke in here on occasion. But again, everybody can come inside this area. There's the main inside bar right there. But to come out to this area, you need a Havana Experience wristband. Now, do they check? Not really, but you are supposed to have a Havana wristband to come out here. We're going to take you over to the left side first. There's some outside chairs right there. You have to be 12 and over to be in the Havana area, or even to have the cabins. There's some towels right there you can pick up. And here is the enormously, massively impressive pool for the Havana area. He says with a certain amount of sarcasm, because that is it. I actually never saw anybody in this the whole time we were on board, but I'm sure there are occasions when people do go in there. But it's a nice area outside. Again, you need to be 12 and up to stay in the Havana area. So if you see any kids running around, you know they don't have wristbands. So we're going to walk you back down here. Then I'm going to walk you around the outside area so you can see what it looks like. Here's the outside Havana bar, directly behind the inside one I showed you earlier. And this is your private bar if you are in the Havana cabins, or the presidential suite that allows you to access to the Havana area. So here's your main entrance. We're going to come in here, and I'm just going to walk you around the outside. Now, as you walk down here, you will see these cabins have steps leading up to them. The ones at the very front do not, as you're going to see when we get there. These are mostly the Havana cabanas with the occasional suite dropped in. If you look at the floor plan, you will see. So there's a certain amount of privacy as you walk up these stairs. Now, those sunbeds in the front are intended to be for those cabins. Again, I never saw anybody in them. But they are for those cabins, as well as what's on the actual balconies themselves. You'll be able to tell the suite when you walk up and down here because you'll see the larger balcony. So as you can see, all of a sudden we don't have steps anymore. We'll look into some of the balconies. This is a regular Havana balcony. We were actually in the end cabin, so I'll show you that in a bit more detail because I just didn't want anybody walking out while I was filming them, because I just walked around here during the day. This is a good example of how quiet it is, because this is in the middle of the morning and there's nobody out and about. So we actually had this cabin right on the very end, 8223. We also stayed in the same cabin on the Mardi Gras, and it's exactly the same cabin. So you have your sunbed chair, you've got your little hammock swing, as it were, not a hammock, but a little bucket chair swing there. And then we're going to walk around to the very front of the ship. Now at the front is where they have a couple more suites and also some of the extended balconies. But I'm going to make you notice one thing. There's not much of a view. If you're sitting in those seats, your view is the barrier, and you're not at the very front of the ship. So this is one of the suites. And these are the extended balconies. Now, if you look to the right, you will see an area there. That is a crew area. Down there is a crew area. So your view isn't exactly ecstatically great from these cabins. And the crew do smoke a lot. So don't be surprised if you get the smell of smoke wafting up into these balconies. Although very nice balconies, don't get me wrong. But larger than the ones on the sides. But, you know, on a personal preference, I'd almost rather have one on the side. You don't smell the smoke. And you get a slightly better view, in my humble opinion. So that was the very front of deck 8, where we have the Havana cabins, and there were the extended and a couple of the suites. And now we're going to go around the opposite side. These will be the even numbered cabins. So the first side we went down was the odd numbered, and these will be all the even numbered. And again, at the very front part of the ship, they do not have steps, just flat out to the front. But the further back you go, they'll have steps. And these are all identical cabins, apart from the odd suite. So that's a slightly larger balcony there. That's probably a suite. And then we'll have a smaller balcony, which is the regular Havana cabanas. Now we have the ones with the steps, as you can see. And the numbers are all on the poles there, just in case you have a few too many drinks and cannot find your cabin. Also, there is a certain privacy thing here, so be careful that when you're in your room, if you're getting changed or anything, make sure your curtain is closed, because people can walk around the outside and see almost into your cabin, although it's really hard to look in. It's kind of, the windows are such that it's hard to look in. So that basically will give you the walk around of the outside Havana area there on Carnival Celebration. And then we're going to take you back in on the opposite side. As you can see, we were in port San Juan, if I remember correctly. And then this is the inside area. So, yeah, it's not like the ones on the Vista, as you know, or as you will know if you've been on there. The pool's definitely not as nice. But it's still a nice, quiet area. We stayed in it twice now, once on the Mardi Gras, once on Celebration, and we had a perfectly fine time. It's very quiet, very relaxing, not much noise going on around you. The walkways look a bit like this. So they're your cabin doors, slightly different. Just going to walk down here just a little bit and show you. But this is the Havana area on Carnival Celebration. I think we'll stop here. I don't want to disrupt them doing their job. No, we're going to keep going. A hard-working crew, always doing what they can to make your cruise better. But this is just a quick walk down to give you an idea of the cabin entrances, what they look like. So yeah, so once again, this is the Havana area on Carnival Celebration. All right, there you go. A quick tour around the Havana area. On there again, the most common thing probably people ask me is, can anybody just walk in there? Because they, you know, there's no security there. There's just a door that says don't come in here without a wristband on. So you have the different color wristbands. A lot of people keep the wristbands, and when they go on the ship in the future, they see what color the Havana wristband is for that week. Because they have like 4 or 5 different colors on the wristbands, and then they just put it on so they can get in there. That wasn't a tip. Was that a tip? No. No, not tipping negativity. People that pay to be in the Havana want to stay in the Havana. Don't do it. Anyways, so yeah, that was just my view of it. And then, you know, we sat in that one cabin, and you saw the one we were in on that little tour there. Every 30 minutes to an hour, I may have seen somebody walk by. But that's about it. That's about it. And they're just really people just walk around just to see what it's like. And when you're in most of the Havana area where the rooms are, why else would they be there? It's not like they can sit and do anything most of the places. So yeah. Anyway, that was the tour of the Havana area on Carnival Celebration, and I would love it if you enjoyed it and you haven't subscribed to my videos yet, that you would subscribe. We always ask it. We have to. It's in the clause of the contract of being on YouTube that every time you do a video, you have to ask people to subscribe, because subscribing is what makes us keep our Not financially, God, I don't make any money doing this, but it makes your ego better when you see new subscribers. That's what it is. It's all about ego. All about ego. Hang on, I haven't got an ego. Damn. It's all about making you feel good. Subtle way of ego saying, right? Anyways, so subscribe, send me any questions you have. My email's coming up at the end of this video. And most importantly, send me your tips and your cruising traditions, because I do a video every Monday on them and I want to share yours with the cruising world. We can all learn from each other. I've learned so much from getting these tips coming from people are things that I did not know. Nobody knows everything. Some people think they do. They do not. And I certainly don't. Anyways, blah, 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 waffle, 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 waffle. I will see you later, cruising world. Any questions? Email me anytime. cruisingsuitguy@gmail.com. I promise I'll reply as soon as possible. Want to book a cruise or any type of travel? We are travel agents. Check out our site, elitetravelconnection.com, or email me, mick@elitetravelconnection.com. We are here for you. Finally, subscribe, please. Pretty please. You know you want to. Go on. I won't beg you. Okay, I'm begging. Please. Subscribe. Thank you.